The 8th on the card at Sha Tin on Sunday, and the distance is at 1,200 metres. The class is 4, and we've got Classic Moon, who won at 80 to 1 on debut, carrying an extra £9 here. Pins Prince has finally drawn a good gate. He gets the inside. Marvel Dragon does too. This is the best draw he has had all season. Leslie beaten by Flying Ace on debut. Amazing Victory, Encore. They have their first start. Amazing Victory 4 trials, Encore 6 trials. Handsome Veggie gets a better barrier. He had 14 at his first start, 7 this week. Bei Choi had traffic problems at Happy Valley. August Moon looking for the hat-trick and carries an extra £6. And down the bottom, Tom Durham Stars had a stable change and gone from Paul O'Sullivan to join Douglas White, minus the blinkers and crossover noseband for the first start from the new stable.
And again, there's not a lot of pace in this race, and I don't think there's probably too many horses that are there to go and contest the lead that August Moon might get here. He's been able to lead last start and win his last 2 now. Pins Prince should get a nice run through. He's been costly for punters, been favoured his last 3. Marvel Dragon looks tricky for E-Brother out in barrier number 10 for Alexi Bedell, where he sort of ends up. There's a newcomer in this race, Encore. He's only £993, and Amazing Victory £1,006. I think Encore gets a tough run, and I'd struggle to fit the other horse, Amazing Victory, in with what he's been doing in the trials.
Well, he was a blowout last time, was Classic Moon, when he made it 1 for 1. He beat poor old Smart Wong Choi. Everyone beats poor old Smart Wong Choi into second. Nick was out at track work to have a chat to Derek Long.
Derek, Classic Moon was very good on debut. A big price winner on that occasion. Did it nicely. Was that any surprise to you and the team?
Yes and no, and before he trot on the turf is quite good. On the over, he's scared of dirt. He said he's scared to kick back, so he wasn't trot good on the over there. But on the turf, he trot pretty good, and he win. But he don't have any help out. He quite smooth in that race, and he get clear one in the stretch, so he wins quite easy. And this time he carried the top weight. And in the morning, it seems like he's still improving. And on the future, he felt like 14 or even a mile.
And just on his work in the morning, he's had a recent trial as well with some pretty good types. Were you and Chris happy with that performance?
Yes. Before he wasn't trial good on the all-weather, but last time he tried is pretty good. Against with the good horse, so we are happy.
And just obviously where you're drawn, you were drawn wide that day, but as you say, you came down the outside and he did it all on his own, sort of, widest of all. You're drawn 13 this time around. Is the plan very much the same, to sort of come with that late swooping burst if you can?
Yeah, I haven't talked with the trainer yet, but I did it with the same like last time because he don't have too much early speed, so it should be a little bit similar.
You mentioned the trip, Derek. Obviously, he remains at 12. You strongly feel that he's a horse that will get further in time? I mean, he's from a good staying family.
I deeply believe he is a mile horse.
And obviously, just looking ahead, obviously, a horse like him, very progressive. I imagine they're always nice to sit on these horses because he probably still got plenty more to give, hasn't he, this guy?
Yes. He only first one, so he, of course, he still have improved. And just this time try to get smooth like last time and try to be finished.
So that's Classic Moon. We move on next, Tom. We'll come to you first for this replay because you were keen on Leslie at his debut and he didn't let you down. He's bumped into a smart one in Flying Ace. Had to be impressed with the way he found the line.
Yeah, absolutely. He was good, I thought, Leslie, on this occasion because he brought some good form to this debut run from the trials, and Flying Ace, he's now 2 from 2. The son of Swiss Ace. So I think Leslie from barrier number 9 with Zach Purton going on board is good enough to win here. Nick, I liked his debut showing.
Yeah, it was very good, wasn't it? And that horse just chasing him in third. He goes around earlier on the card, so he could well frank the form. That's Beauty Live. Look, he was a very bold showing on that occasion. He's got a couple of pounds more to carry this time in, but he looks very progressive indeed.
We move on, Nick, to August Moon, who's really found some form. He won in Class 5, came to Class 4 and won again. His poor old Smart Wong Choi getting beaten again too. And Pins Prince, what about his chances here?
Yeah, I think with the winner, August Moon, look, he's been in great form. This obviously makes it a lot tougher now. He's up 12 points for those 2 wins, £6 more to shoulder than last time, but he continues to race very well. As for Pins Prince, Tom, I just thought this was a little bit of a flat performance from him. Perhaps a better barrier is going to see him to better effect this time in.
Yeah, he did cover some ground last start down the side of the track, so he might have had a little excuse there. I'll be keeping him safe because he has been sent out to favourite 3 times and beaten. I'm not convinced whether August Moon can make it 3 in a row. I've got my doubts.
Bei Choi, Tom, this is back at the trials. It was a strong trial. That's the golden scenery to the outside, and Durham Star to make, as we mentioned earlier, his debut for Douglas White.
I think this horse just went out too short last start at Happy Valley. I didn't see him coming up favourite at all at 2.8. He got a little bit of an inconvenience there in the straight a couple of times, but he wasn't winning, I thought, there, Bei Choi. And he's been shoved along a little bit here in a trial. I think jury's still out a little, and I'd keep Durham Star safe, Nick. Blinkers off, crossover noseband goes on with a change of stable because he has been in the market recently.
Yeah, he could be interesting for sure. I mean, he was favourite 3 starts ago, and his last couple of runs he's not been, without support as well. And as for Bei Choi, look, that debut run I think probably gives him a strong claim. He was 3rd that day, and if he can find that sort of form, he might well find himself in the frame.
We already know your selection, Tom. You're a Leslie man.
Absolutely, Leslie on top. I think he can win here, second up for Ricky Ute and Zach Purton. Pins Prince goes in, horse number 2, a Classic Moon. I don't think that win first up was a fluke by any stretch of the imagination. Drawn wider again this time round. And Sixth Generation goes in. Now, he was only beaten 4.5 last start. He finished off next to Handsome Vigi over the final stages, but was running on a little bit at the end. So 4, 2, 1 and 8.
Yeah, a bit like Tom here. I think Leslie's the one to be with going into this race and going forward quite possibly. He goes on top for me. Classic Moon, totally agree with Tom. No fluke about it. And I think he's a nicely progressive horse that I can't wait to see go up in trip as well. Pins Prince, keep him safe. Obviously, he is a decent horse, and if he can bounce back, he'll be right there. And I've thrown August Moon in as well. Look, he's in good form. It is tougher, but he continues to race well. 4, 1, 2 and 10.
And for treble punters, race number 8 is leg number 1.